Carlos Flores, back on basics. Hold on. Much better. Today's topic is going to be on paying respect to those who have passed on, to those who have passed away, who have died. It's something that for me, it's kind of like a tradition to kind of share stories of the people that have passed on or that I remember throughout my life. And that's one of the things that I would recommend for you to do that. I was talking to somebody today, and we were talking about, ourselves as human beings being kind of like an iceberg, right? And if you see, right, the iceberg, and then the top, you can see the tip out in the water. But then as you go down under the water, then you see it getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The thing is that under the water and throughout the iceberg, there's things that need to be done. There's things that need to be taken care of. There's things that need to be let out. There's things that need to be shared with other people. For example, I've done a couple of stories about my experiences with war. I mean, I've been in the middle of firefights. I've been in the middle of potential kidnappings. I've been in the middle of a lot of different attacks. There was one time where the men of the town actually had to take turns in defending the city in bunkers. And it just so happens that one time when a firefight started between the rebels and the army and some of the civilians, my dad and my grandpa were actually in one of the bunkers with rifles that, I mean, if you compare them to some of the other eras, it's like muskets, right? It was just, you can't really defend yourself as much. And so they spent most of the evening getting shot at. Luckily the bunker didn't crumble. Luckily, the army came in and retreated the guerrilla back to the hills, and so it was one of those things that for the longest time I wasn't able to talk about it because I didn't want to deal with that stress or reliving that anxiety. But the more and more I talk about it, the more I felt better. And the more I was able to talk to both my grandpa before he passed and my dad. And I got their perspectives. And I was able to have closure on it. And I'm able to talk about it now. So the same thing goes with different topics, different people. If somebody has passed on, the more you talk about them when they were alive, the more you're sharing with other people. You're actually sharing your grandmother or your mother, your sister, your brother, or your niece or your nephew or whomever. You're sharing them with these people that you're talking to. And so, I mean, sometimes you remember the saying that says, talk therapy is really good as well. The more you share with people, the more you start thinking about this person, and the more that you start saying, my so-and-so was really great because he or she did this, and she did this for this person, and she was a support system for somebody else. So remember, just honor them. Share them with others. Don't just keep them to yourself. Because one, you're gonna become that iceberg, and that's gonna be one thing at the bottom, which is gonna be so heavy to get rid of or to process. So talk about them, share them with other people, right? Because it is a perfect opportunity for others to learn about them. This is very important because it also helps you with the mind and body balance. So make sure that you do that. Make sure that you talk to somebody. It doesn't have to be a family member. You can talk to a priest, you can talk to a monk, you can talk to a shaman, you can talk to your best friend, you can talk to a therapist, you can talk to a counselor, you can talk to a life coach. There's so many different people that you can talk to. Processing helps. The more you think about it and you process, the more you're able to move on from what you were doing or what you were thinking before. You don't want to stick or get stuck at some point in time. Remember, we talked about it. Life with them is a marathon, is not a race. But in order for you to get through and win this marathon, you have to bring people in and be part of the team. Have a support team. Have you be part of somebody else's support team. And in the meantime, anything that you have remotely gives you anxiety or stress, you share. You talk to somebody who you confide in. You talk to a counselor or a therapist. You talk to somebody else like a family member. So remember, right? Making sure that you process things. Because believe me, as soon as you process something, something else is going to bubble up. And then you're going to have to process that. So don't give up. The goal is to have a mind and body balanced. The more you process, the more you share your thoughts with other people, the more that you share people with other people, the better it will be for you. So, again, subscribe to my channel Back on Basics 9985. I haven't told you that. And I know that some of you may be looking for Back on Basics, but it's Back on Basics 9985. From this point on, I will make sure that you know. Hit the notification button so that way you can see any future videos that are going to be uploaded. Hit the like button so that way you can let me know which ones you like. And if you have very specific topics, put them in the comment section. So remember, share. People want to get to know the people around you, the people that have passed, the people that have made you who you are. It is the least that you can do if you share what they taught you. So share, because it'll help you, mind-body balance, and it may help somebody else deal with something specifically. Until next time, Back on Basics.